Greetings, everyone. It's GleeCon, and I am here again. I just double-checked, made sure my red dot was on, that I was actually recording. On the last episode of this show, which, if you stumbled onto it, is Lore of Warcraft, a massive undertaking to cover every single thing in real time, every book, every media source, every quest in every game that's related to the World of Warcraft, and we've been doing a massive World of Warcraft walkthrough. We started Duskwood yesterday, and I had a recording snafu, which required me to offer up a recap video instead of the actual playthrough on yesterday's episode. So, without further ado, though no more hemming and hawing, stay a while and listen as we take Lee and Tessa into Duskwood once more. Now, I guess from the downside, we missed one of the most lore-centric quests in the game, which is a really cool quest line called Quest of Stalvin. Pound for pound, just by number of quests in the chain, it's one of the longest in the entire game. Not difficult, rewards aren't great, but the storyline is very cool. It ties a lot of things together. It ties the overall story of the Worgen, Duskwood, Silverpine. It draws a connecting thread through all of them. It treats the buffer states of Stormwind kind of almost like a connected series of countries or whatever. So
how are you?
It gives us insight into, or whatever, it does exactly that. It connects the Westfall and I'm just trying to double multitask and my brain can't handle it. Westfall and Elwyn Forest and Red Ridge Mountains and here Darkshire. So I think I can sell these little baby potions. Let's see, I need these for the quest. I think for the antidote, anti-venom, I don't think it actually, it's not going to level me up to make the anti-venom, but it does. I think those anti-venoms sell for actually a decent amount. Just clearing out my inventory before we go back into questing. Silver for a couple of them. I'm going to save that spider silk because it could be, I don't think gooey spider legs, but crisp spider meat, we might need that. I'm going to save that for Mo. If not, I think we can cook with it for sure, right? No, man, our recipes are low. Yo, there we go. We can, with condor meat, we can take that and make it into a Red Ridge goulash. Yeah. All right. So after all of the things that we did, I left some, luckily, for us to turn in here. So we're going to turn in and re-pick up quests here in Darkshire first, and then kind of decide the direction that we're going to go. So first, let's go into this area and talk to Sira von Indy to
Morgan Ladimore? Ah, yes, of course. His was a long and sorrowful tale. I knew him, well, before he left for the war, but that was the last time I saw him. A noble and good man he was, but he suffered a bad end. Here, I should have something here that can tell the tale better than my own recollections. If you would like to know more, you might ask Althea. She's been the one to handle the trouble with him of late.
This is what he says after he searches through the shelves and comes up with a leather-bound book. Okay, and then if you go out to Althea, commander of the Night's Watch, we can talk to her.
What can I do for you? Morgan Ladimore? Never heard of... Oh, you mean More Ladim. I guess you haven't heard the story. Well, I'll give you the short version. A wandering undead calling itself More Ladim has been wandering Duskwood. From what we've gathered, it appears to be the undead body of Morgan Ladimore, of whom you apparently know. He's been causing us all sorts of problems, attacking watchmen on patrol and killing people. You seem to be capable enough. Maybe you could lay him to rest. From what my scouts tell me, More Ladim wanders throughout Duskwood, following a strange and meandering path through the cemetery. We buried him out past the house on the hill. You know where that is? There isn't anything I can do to help you, but I wish you good luck.
Okay. Back to the spreadsheet to check off what we just did. So if we go through our quest walk through here, the Weathered Grave, we just completed that one, which is where you pick this quest up at. Gotta go back to Duskwood here. Okay, so this is one of the latest in the quests or whatever, because it's killing him is technically, I think, the highest level quest in the zone. We picked up and turned in Morgan Ladimore. We'll read that book in a moment. And then we picked up more Ladimore, the quest to kill said dude. We'll read that as we kind of walk. Let's go into the inn here. All right, so Jitters Growling Gut is what this guy wants.
Light be with you. You need some crab cakes, do you? Well, I might be able to cook some up for you. I'll let you in on a little secret. Dusky crab cakes are really made from spider legs.
Disgusting.
I know it's a bit disgusting, but the cakes have a nice tangy flavor and make great snacks. Bring me gooey spider legs and I'll whip you up a few of them. I hear venom web spiders are a good source. They nest to the north, between the foothills and the river.
Any spiders are a good source, if we're being honest.
What can I do for you?
I did need those, so I just got those back. The gooey spider legs, I don't know, are they the...
How are you?
Yeah, those are like the weakest ones. So, I'm glad that we can put those on the buyback menu because I had 5 out of 6. I was wrong about the kind of spider leg I needed to save. Actually, let's save the other one. And
I supply only the
so I'm going to
finest
sell
goods.
my crisp. I'm hearing a noise, but I can't tell if it's my wife talking to the dog. The dog's talking. I can't quite hear it. So Jitters Growling Gut we've now completed. That is one of the lowest level quests, if not the lowest one in the entire zone, which then allowed us to pick up Dusky Crab Cakes. Yummy. So what is Dusky Crab Cakes? It is, we're going to make Homeboy a delicious spider meat cocktail. All right, and then we have the supplies from Darkshire, where we need to talk to Madame Eva. This is from the Hermit.
Well met. Ah, ghost hair thread is what you need, is it? I'm afraid I have none in stock, but I can make some for you, if you can supply the ghost hair. There is a poor, sad spirit, Blind Mary, who haunts an old farmhouse in the hills south of Darkshire. Here, take this spectral comb and ask Blind Mary to comb her hair. Then bring back the comb and I will glean from it the ghost hair I'll need for the thread. And take care, for dark things now lurk near that house.
Alright, same deal here. We are turning in the quest for supplies from Darkshire and picking up the ghost hair thread, which is the next step in our duty. I said duty. Alright, so let's make a plan. Let's see. I think I like the idea of going down here best. So the skeleton fingers I'm not as concerned about getting, but we can definitely do Look to the Stars and the ghost hair thread from her. Now if we want, we could make our way down to kill the skeleton warriors and skeleton mages while we're there, because I'm pretty sure that zone serves us no other purpose. Now killing spiders on the way, sure, that doesn't hurt us. As a matter of fact, it'd be nice to get that last gooey spider leg. Because then we have that, we're equipped with that when we head back over to the western side of the zone. See, these Black Widow hatchlings, I think they're maybe the strongest spiders in the zone. They're really good for the drop rate that we need of a lot of things. The spider venom, I don't know, but we did not get the spider egg. So we just came over here, nearby little town. We can kill the skeletal horrors here. They're actually good for something else. This is a good grinding spot. We don't need to kill them right now. There's no point. But let's talk to Blind Mary, who is a banshee. So first, look to the stars. Ah, yes, I used to own a looking glass. The looking glass was one of my finest treasures until the incident. After that happened, I discarded it behind the barn. There was an insane ghoul who used to roam back there. Perhaps he picked it up. Rumor has it the devilish beast resides in the Tranquil Garden Cemetery. Oh, please don't look at me. I tore out these eyes with my own hands, but I can still feel your gaze. I'm hideous. Hideous, please look away. What's this, a comb? It's lovely, and it glides through my hair as if it weren't the stiff, stringy horror that it is. If only I had a mirror. No! Take it! Take this comb away from me. I'm a monster. No one will ever think me lovely again. Alright, so we completed Ghost Hair Thread. And, boom, boom. We picked up Return the Comb, so that we're going to bring that back to Madame Eva. And then we also, what was the other one we completed? Look to the Stars Part 2, and we picked up Look to the Stars Part 3, where we're going to be going to find that mirror. Okay, so the mirror is actually down there where we need to further go, so we're going to head in that area. I deeply apologize for my reading of that. If it disturbed you or made you cringe in any way, just know that I extend my most sincerest and dearest condolences to you. Okay, so here are the mages. There's somebody out here questing. Syntax era Night Elf Druid. Cool. And we need these skeleton warriors. I don't even really need to do... These guys are so gray. This is an easy thing. While we're here, we need to kill that zombie. We'll probably go run at him right now. I just got slowed. I got hamstrung. There he is over there, the insane ghoul. Sometimes he's in the church. And sometimes, as you can see, he just kind of pats around. But I guess he's going to have Blind Mary's thingy-poo. You know what? Okay, we got one skeleton finger. I just used that exorcism on these fools. There we go. We got Blind Mary's looking glass, and that I think we need to return back to Darkshire. So now, while we're here, we're just going to kill these specific skeletal warriors and mages. It will give us some skeleton fingers, but I'm not worried about getting all of them yet, because we're not going for ghoul fangs. But if we get them all, cool. It'll just be one. I mean, it literally doesn't matter. There's so many other things we need to kill skeletons for that it matters like 0% that we get the skeleton fingers right now. Dang, they're kind of resistant against my holy magic. I guess while I'm fighting undead, if I get into that sitch, I should just hit him with that exorcist more. It's pretty good damage. Now, the cost, 135 mana. It's kind of expensive overall on the whole mana side of things. And it does have a 15-second cooldown. So it's not usable for every single encounter. Not at the rate that I'm killing these guys. Oh, my might is gone. But I mean, Seal of Command just costing us 97, so and then using the Judgment. So it's basically the same cost as Seal of Commanding and then reapplying the Seal of Command. So if I just do that in lieu of it, it actually does pretty good damage. We've already got 5 of the skeleton fingers. There's a creepy post right there. No rune cloth in the auction house. I need more. I have 14 bronze right now. What's the story there? Oh, because I needed coarse stones. Right? Yeah, coarse grinding stones. Or I have to completely just build those. At least for another point or two. We need to get... we need to get, I guess, whatever, some more recipes. I did both that time. No mana efficiency for me. We still need 3 more skeletal warriors. We have all the mages that we need. There's a couple of skeletal woes down there. Warriors. Skeletal warriors. There's a tin vein. I want that bad boy. See, I don't know why that smite is just... I mean, the judgment not doing a lot for me. Rank 2 is what I think we're going on with the... Yeah. Alright, so now I think we need 150 to start being able to... Ugh. Disgusting. I will exorcise the demons. Alright, one more. Here's one right here. I'll just blow through my mana. Who cares? I mean, we're actually doing fine on it. Alright, cool. So, we have completed that. Again, like I said, don't care about the scaly fingers. We'll go back up here now and find out what we get for the next thing. Because one of them is gonna... you know what? We need the... I really want that gooey spider leg, too. Because that will... I should have gone the other path. Because that will let us, if we can get it, we'll be equipped to go back over to the west side. We've killed the wolves, and on the way we'll turn in the spiders, and we will also look for Sven's little thing. Okay, probably a better way I could phrase that sentence. I think that's all you need Blind Mary for. Now these skeletal horrors, this is one of the few 2 spots in the zone where you can fight skeletal horrors. There's some kind of like fungus or flower or something you need from skeletal horrors. But you also specifically need to kill them later. Crisp spider meat. We only want the gooeyest of meats. That's the delicious gooiness. We have 4 copper. We have 7. Whereas... There we go, we got it. Oh, let's read about Morgan Ladimore, too. Okay. Morgan Ladimore was a great and noble knight who fought in defense of the innocent, the poor, and the afflicted. For many years, he worked diligently throughout the outlying areas of Azeroth, bringing relief to the suffering and swift justice to evildoers. He was married to a young girl named Liz in the summer of his 18th year. They were much in love with each other and would eventually produce 3 children, a son and 2 daughters. Morgan was 32 when war broke out in Lordaeron. Morgan was called to the side of the legendary paladin Uther the Lightbringer to fight against the orcs and the undead. Leaving his wife and children in the safety of his home, Morgan left for war. Pause.
King's honor, friend.
I showed Cog the beginnings of our star viewing machine. He was impressed. It's a tube. Did you happen to find a reflective device?
Most superb. This will work perfectly. Many thanks. Now there is just one more item needed to complete this device. Cog's blueprint calls for a lens of some sort. The only lens I know of that would be large enough will be very difficult to acquire.
Huge spike.
There is an ogre by the name of Zarkvold who resides in the mound in southern Duskwood. If you can, bring to me his monocle, and I will use that as our lens.
Alright, so that involves fighting the ogres to get that. But we did look to the stars. I don't know. That says world latency. I'm pretty sure that means latency caused by the world and not me. Wait, let's look at... Yeah, so we just completed Look to the Stars 3. And now we're going to pick up Look to the Stars 4 way down here. Which is, I think, our last step. It's harder because you have to go into the ogres. I'm not afraid. I ain't afraid of no ogres, though. We can go take care of that. Yeah, I don't know what this world latency spikes is. Like, I'm not sure if this is just me. typically I see that, but I had a couple. The only thing that makes me doubt it is I had a couple late internet issues last night, just while I was watching shows that kicked me off, and each time it was about a 2-minute like reboot cycle, and then I got back on.
Greetings. Farewell.
I sense that you have seen Blind Mary. You have my comb.
I can make a spool of ghost hair
Gross.
thread with
You
this
shared
and
her
have a
comb
few
with it.
strands to spare. Here are some coins for those extra strands. Here is your thread, adventurer. It has 1,000 uses, from binding evil spirits to sewing life into inanimate objects.
So, what's that one called? Deliver the thread. Alright, so return the comb. I don't care, banshee or not. Sharing your comb is disgusting. Don't do it. Alright, so returning the comb. Bam. Oops. Nope. Yeah, that's it. We picked that one up. And we picked up delivered the thread. So this is another very long chain in the zone. It's probably close to, if not as long as, close to as long as this Legend of Stelvin quest chain. Okay, now we can tell her that we did the first part of the Night Watch.
Need help? Splendid, adventurer. For your service to the people of Darkshire, you shall be rewarded. Adventurer, I'm getting reports of an undead infestation in the forest. If you're up to the job, journey to the Ravenhill graveyard and slay 15 of those vile skeletal fiends and 15 skeletal horrors. There are also reports of skeletons just south of Darkshire, in and around Tranquil Garden Cemetery. The undead must be driven from Duskwood.
So basically you can go down here, but just for the horrors. Not all of them. But you can get both if you go over here. And so that's a better way to do it. So we completed the Night Watch Part 1. This is I mean, we are completing quite a lot. And bam, and we picked up the Night Watch Part 2. Oh, there is an old history book drop that we're going to have to do before we leave. I think it's best dropped from werewolves. Can drop from anything in the zone, so we're not going to farm it until, you know, we're closer to needing everything to be done. We can also go up there, but I think I'd rather have us level up at least once. So before we even head off, let's go ahead and fight the Nightbane Shadow Weavers. So this, let's turn in the Dusky crab cake thing as well. But we can do the Nightbane Shadow Weavers quest line, like there's nothing wrong with that.
Need help? Be careful.
Hey, Vicantessa, did you get those gooey spider legs yet?
Ah, yes, a nice clutch of legs you have there. Let me just get these seasoned with my secret spices, no looking, and get them to skittering on a skillet for a while.
Gross.
And although Dusky crab cakes are my specialty, and I won't give out the recipe, here's the recipe for a dish that's almost as good. And here we are, crab cakes a la gruel.
Alright, so one, we have learned how to do gooey spider cakes. Two, we have turned in Dusky crab cakes, and we are now going to return to Jitters. So we have that next part of our thing done ready too. So we have all these reasons to go back out here. We do need to go down there still. I kind of want to... What do we need? The lean... Oh, that's it. The lean wolf flank. That's just for homeboy here. Alright, so... We can kill these Worgen, because I don't believe there's any need to go in here. If I can get more wolves when I'm down there in that area, cool. And then we can... I guess we can just make one more loop. The Ogre's Monocle, we can get that while we're down there too. So that's what we're going to do right now. We're actually, before we do this loop, we need to... Let's sell off, and then we'll continue reading our book as we start to do that loop. So this will be a big loop through the zone of quest and everything.
What can I do for you?
Okay, a little repair, sell, junk. I mean, I don't have anything for the crisp spider meat. Okay. The Morgan Ladimore book is also, it's nothing, it's just for the quest. Okay. The years passed and the war dragged on, and Morgan would witness many horrific events, including the disbanding of the Paladins of the Silver Hand, the death of Uther, and the spread of the plague. The only thing that kept him from the brink of madness was the knowledge that he would someday be reunited with his wife and children. Morgan would eventually return to his homeland, but find it nothing like how he remembered it. Once verdant forest was corrupted and teemed with the undead and other dark forces. Destroyed houses and farms could be found everywhere. And the cemetery near Raven's Hill now dominated much of the area. A shocked and bewildered Morgan eventually made his way to his home, only to find it in ruins. Not knowing what had befallen his homeland, he headed towards the village to find answers, and he hoped his wife and children. Morgan inquired about his family but could not find any answers. A priest in Darkshire, as it was now called, said that he might search the cemetery at Ravenhill for a gravestone. Morgan refused to believe that his family was dead and continued to search every farm and house in Duskwood, but to no avail. Okay, so here's the Rotting Orchard, where we can fight some of these. We only need, remember, a specific kind of Worgen, not the Dark Runners, not the... We only need the Shadow Weavers right there. Bam. So this is definitely a stronger... stronger set of mob or whatever. You gotta go after this guy. Great. Use one of my potions here. Okay, I gotta heal up because they are... I'm basically chaining myself into a lot of fighting here. Okay. Now I gotta be slow on the mana and save it for heals. These guys are all right around my level. I just came in there all cocky. Okay. I've survived until the last guy. Mana low. Okay. Alright, well we did get 2 of the kind of kill that we need though. So now let's eat something. What do we have to eat? I mean, I can use that restoring ball myself. I only have 1 Red Ridge goulash left. I can drink some melon juice, but I'll just give myself a minute to restore as we read. Morgan rode from Darkshire to nearby Lakeshire, thinking that perhaps his family had fled. On his way there, he decided against his better judgment to stop by the Ravenhill Cemetery.
I'm out of range.
Yeah, man, they just... The aggro radius is really high. Morgan spent hours walking amongst the gravestones. He recognized many names of the people that he knew and became more and more distraught. Then he saw them. A small, untended plot. Get closer. Got that healing potion right back. Small, untended plot amongst the many with 3 small gravestones. A feeling of dread washed over him. If I can keep these guys 1v1, I don't know why, but I'm aggroing from so far away. Feeling of dread washed over him as he approached. You need 2 more of those guys. Morgan brushed off the dust of the most prominent gravestone to reveal the name on it, simply carved upon the grave. Letters spelled out his worst fear. Liz Ladimore, beloved wife and mother. Morgan's apprehension turned to dismay and then to grief, and he fell to his knees, weeping. For hours he stared at that one grave, begging the cold stone for forgiveness and sobbing apologies. Then hours later, something in him snapped, and he began to lash out. Okay, this was not the best place to come fight these guys at BT Dubs. Find a way to get them. There's one way over there I can go. He brought his sword out of its scabbard and began to rain blows on the gravestones, screaming in rage. Blind in his fury, he lashed out and swung wildly, catching the notice of a trio of the cemetery's attendants as they tried to restrain him. There's our final one right there. He turned his forces on them, hurling accusations of guilt upon the innocent attendants, then killed them all. Later, when the rage had passed, realization crept into Morgan's mind, and he saw his bloody sword driven into the chests of one of the attendants, driven to the brink by his emotions. Leave this garden. We've killed those guys. He removed his belt knife and plunged it into his heart. I want to go get the lean wolf meat from these Worgen now before we head back to town. Morgan Ladimore's body and the 3 bodies of his victims were found. The next day, he was quickly buried, without ceremony, in a hastily dug grave on the outskirts of the cemetery. Kill these guys, these ravagers. Because Morgan committed murder against innocents, something that went completely against his beliefs and his nature, and because of the grief that he held in being unable to save his family, Morgan could not die a peaceful death and lived on as one of the restless dead. Only days later, his grave was disturbed and his body could not be found. The being that was Morgan now wanders Duskwood, consumed by his grief over the loss of his wife and children and his own self-hatred. Ladimore, as he now calls himself, roams Duskwood with mindless vengeance and hatred and has been known to commit murder indiscriminately. Hooray, we leveled up. Okay, so let's get another 2% damage. We now do 4% extra damage. Good on us. Alright, so, and we're 31 too. That's going to just help us overall with a little bit of the farming efforts that we're doing. So we're going to go back. Actually, no, I forgot. I said we're going to be completing this entire loop. So no need to, I guess no real need to just stay here and grind. Although I do want the last 2 pieces of wolf meat. Should be better if I do this, actually. Just use that Judgment of the Crusader for best. Good effect. Dang. We got one on the first drop. My optimism ran high, and then since then, we've not been doing good on this lean wolf meat. Excuse me. Okay. Still, well, we're kind of up here. We don't really need to be up here. TBH. I'm cool. So I do really still adhere. Today I kind of have a hard timeline. I have an appointment coming up, about an hour, that I'll have to bounce out for. Work deadlines are starting to roll in a little bit, so I hate that, because we are getting closer and closer to busy season. So I have some work on my plate I have to do. It is what it is. I also slept, like I said on the episode yesterday, I apologize for my voice. I've been feeling kind of under the weather. I'm still not sure what it is, if it's allergies or what, but it has definitely affected my overall energy level and my ability to conjure up exciting, razzle-dazzle voice throat work. So there's nothing really existentially wrong with me. I'm just... There we go, we finally got that one. I just haven't been feeling so good. Mostly sinus issues. Like I said, the one night there were some feverish type issues. I didn't really have that last night, so that might have been a fluke. That might have been, I don't know, maybe the covers got pulled off me in the middle of the night, and I just got caught in the AC and the fan or something like that, and woke up chilled. I'm not sure. But, I slept in today. I had a kind of a long sleep. There we go. We got the lean wolf flanks. Perfecto. Alright, so now we're going to turn in these 8-legged menaces. I don't think there's a second chain for that. And then we're going to also go get Sven's revenge and get the next quest there. And while we're here, we'll go ahead and get the Ogre's Monocle. I don't remember if there's 2 parts to that quest, but I don't think there is. Nope, there's 10. That takes priority over everything else. But yeah, I do think this zone is easily going to be one that we can finish by tomorrow. And then we'll begin the Ashenvale double quest. Ashenvale is a longer zone than this. It's a full neutral zone, so we have contested zone, if you will, if you're playing on PvP server. So it has equal amounts of work that we have to do for Ashenvale and for Alliance and for Horde. And then there's a dungeon, Black Fathom Deep, which caps it all off.
Ah, you're back. Not too much worse for wear, it'd seem. Of course, adventurer. The Night Watch is grateful for your work. And I did promise you a reward. So here.
Alright, so unfortunately for us, that was so, low. That was, other than the Jitters thing, that's the lowest quest we still had in the log. Nothing else to pick up from that one, that's fine. Okay, now we're going to head down into this Worgen farmstead. The Worgens. This is Sven. So that means his name is Sven Worgen. He's like a punchline. I am Sven Worgen. I am the Swedish farmer, and I really hate those Dark Riders. But look, the Defius have. So this is weird because at Sven's farm, we've heard about the Dark Riders, and we know there's an unearthly element. But also, look at this. We have a connection that, for some reason, the Defius, I'm sorry, it's going to take me a long time. That's a bad habit that I have had ingrained for years. Defius. Thanks recently for the human heritage armor questline to set me straight. Anyhow, but there's a Defius connection here. That's weird. We might end up fighting a couple. I don't know. We need to get back here. One, there's Tin Vein right back there. Enchanted Quickness? I don't know if that was worth interrupting. Seemed kind of sketch. Defius Nightblades and Defius Enchanters. So, is this just a coincidence? Are they being opportunistic here? This is the mound of loose dirt where we will get Sven's revenge turned in. A mound of dirt is here, hastily piled up as if someone had need of hiding something without much time to do it. Digging through the mound, you find a small dirt-stained book. This book has no title, but it has information Sven would like to know. Excuse me. So we completed Sven's revenge, and we're doing Sven's camp now. So, another thing that you might notice here is that lots of lore. Constant lore pickups throughout this zone. So we'll read that as we fight our way back out. We'll go mess with the ogres now, I believe. Right there. We'll try to get the last part of Look to the Stars with the ogre's monocle. Okay, so let's look at book from Sven's farm. The terror, so it starts with the terror of these past few weeks. The reason why I'm noting where it starts is because excuse me, I believe this is a partial book. And there is a full book. We will eventually get the full copy of the book, and it just appends onto this. The terror of these past few weeks is almost more than I can bear, yet I feel that by writing down that which I've seen, I will somehow be comforted. And remember, this is what was buried by a shadowy figure that Sven barely noticed. Sven barely noticed it. So I do it, and it is the only comfort I have these bleak days. It began with the finding of that cursed scythe in Roland's Doom, or connection to the scythe. Before the scythe, the terrors of this place seemed as tame as Northshire Abbey, but ever since I found the haft of the scythe jutting from that pile of rubble in the mine, and curse me, pulled it free, Roland's Doom has become a place of vile death. Get some of this copper while we're here too. After the scythe was freed, they came at us from everywhere, clawing from hidden holes at our feet and dropping upon us from silent perches above. Half our men fell in those first panicked minutes. The rest, including myself, tried to flee. As I ran, I saw so many of my brothers taken by tooth and claw, heard so many screams cut short or gurgled to silence. I can only guess why I survived that night. I've always been cautious, always quick to flinch from jabs and leap free of pitfalls. My nickname comes from this trait, so perhaps it was just that knack for caution that saved me. His nickname comes from that. Ooh, there's silver and iron on this side of the place. We're gonna go there. Or maybe it was the scythe. I pulled from the rubble. Maybe it was the scythe I pulled from the rubble. It cannot be the scythe itself, for I lost it during my frantic flight. But if it was I who brought the Worgen to Duskwood, then perhaps the Worgen afforded me that rare courtesy.
I'm out of range.
A rare courtesy. Curse them. Yes, so we can do iron. I'm glad about that. After surviving the flight from Roland's Doom, I hid within a barn owned by a man named Sven. I spent a few days in the barn, and such horror lingered with me that I never once made myself known to Sven or his family. But from what I saw from my hiding place, I knew these farmers were quite decent folk. Had I stepped from my concealment, I think they would have taken me in, but trust is hard for me. Harder still after that shock in the mine, so I remained hidden. I think the silver's actually on top up there. Don't worry about it. The rest of the book is a blank. So it ends with, so I remained hidden. That's where we're going to pick that up. Okay, these guys are obviously kind of tough for my level. They're dodging me. Nice. Luckily my heal is back up to snuff. So we have to go in here. I don't know where this silver is. Is it back here? I know there is... I think it's up on top of the little cave. But silver is useful. We need it for some things. Where is it? You can kind of see up there. It might be in the cave. We have to go in the cave anyway. So right now we're trying to find a guy named Zarkvol. So Zarkvol is I guess kind of their leader. I think he's an ogre mage. He has a monocle. I don't know where that silver is. It says it's right here. Oh, oh, but I don't even see it above. So whatever. It could be buried inside the geometry of the level. That happens every once in a while with any video game, but particularly with this one. So I don't think there's another reason to come over here. Look at these black toenails that guy has. Brody, bro. There is a gold vein and a tin vein. So there's some good mining in here that might be worth me coming down. And remember, we're trying to get to level 39, so we're at 31. 39 is the goal. Why is 39 the goal, you say? Because that's what we need to be able to beat 1,000 Needles. That's what we need to be able to do that quest. Let's see that guy. So far so good though. We're making pretty good progress in this zone. And it's not like we have to save a whole episode just for the elites either, because they are the elite quests they don't take that long. They're not going to take us 2 hours. We're at 148. I don't think I can get the gold, because I think gold requires 150. So fortunately for us, there's no point to go get that gold vein over there, because we're just beneath what we need. Now, we have paid, so even once we get to 150, we don't have to stop. These guys are definitely tough. Alright, so we're just peeking in here to see if Zarkful's in here. He's not. Nope. Okay, so he's not. I guess he can appear in 3 different spots. So we're going back to the gold vein anyway, because that's where Zarkful must be. I don't even think he pats. I think he's just got a few different spots. He's basically a slightly stronger version of those ogre enchanters. He's not the lead or anything. Ogre. Oh, he might have 2 heads. I mean, we fought one. Maybe if I had my Blessed Might on, that'd be a little better. Okay. There's the more. These guys are good for. There is Zarkful. Okay, so this is. So this might. I would like to be able to kill the one first, but there we go. Okay, so because then I don't have to waste anything on. I can just use that mana. Alright, so we gotta be careful. Because we are in bad shape here. Ow. Just trying to save up and hopefully have enough for my heals. Nice. Got him. And we got his monocle. So let's just peek and see if I can hover over the gold ore. Yeah, it's red. So we don't have enough. Alrighty, so that was the ogre killing. That was pretty good. That was worth good XP for us to blunder our way through that. Nice, nice. Can't get that silver vein. Don't know where it's at. I truly think it might be up there. Just don't know how we get it. We might have to go around the other side. But I would feel better about pursuing that path if I could walk. Like if I could get up there without aggroing a bunch of ogres. I'm gonna go up there and try to look. I'll try to walk around and see. I've been up there before. That's the only reason why this is entering my head. Great. Dang it. Okay. No. Don't see the silver vein there either. So who the heck knows? It's got to be buried in the geometry of the polygons. It's got to be inside there. There's a... Oh, that's a copper vein. I could have sworn I saw a tin vein. Oh. Hey, buddy. These guys, like I said, are worth such good XP that it's worth it for me. I'm a fighter. I mean, we could use copper veins, too. So I won't say no to that, but probably a better spot to find copper veins than amidst level 30 ogres. I was zoomed in too far. Well, that was pretty nice. That was only level 26. A fist, Splinter Fist is the tribe, Fireweaver. So we were just killing Splinter Fist ogres. Tomorrow, on a day when I don't have, you know, appointments or whatnot, there's a tin vein, and we'll do the copper too. I think I'll try and bust out the extra little mini lore episode I was talking about. It'll be a real short one, and it'll be in addition to the episode I make that day. It won't be like in lieu of. Can't get that gold vein. Just so close and yet so far. 2 copper and another tin. So we're just gonna go mining right now for a minute. You gotta do that. If you're a miner, it's part of the miner's life. Hi ho, hi freaking ho. I have to try and get like more of this game played today, but then I have a dungeon I still haven't done. I did not play very much yesterday at all. I finished off the Amber quest line. Amber something. Gold, I don't remember what it's called. Amber Liquid, Amber, I don't know. It's the level 40 quest line in Westfall. And like I said, I don't think you really are forced to kill it. I think you have to kill level 45 at one point. And it's not a tough one, but so I would say I would not try it before level 40 at all. At level 40, it's going to be quite difficult. What you get is this trinket that makes your character breathe fire for, I don't know, 5 seconds or something like that, and it has like a 30-minute cooldown. I don't remember what this area is. Oh, you know what? Let's do this too while we're here. We will never go into this part organically, and not until we're hunting the world boss dragons. But we can clear this part of the map out if we want. Get a couple XP for exploration. So this is the I think it's called Twilight Grove. I've never done it in real life, because at some point in time, they ended these world bosses. That's one of the main reasons why I want to get endgame ready for Classic, because I've never seen them. I've never fought them. You can't go fight them now. And there's, I don't know how many there are. 2, 3, 4, somewhere in that ballpark. I think there's one here, there's one in the hinterlands. So there are these portals. One here, one in the hinterlands. No, there's those two. I don't remember if there's any other ones. But they're world bosses, and I don't know what they do. If they help you get attunement. I think we should be able to get a group in where we fight them, but my worry is not finding people to do it. I see people advertising for all of the endgame raid stuff we need all the time. It's not learning the content. I have done enough Mythic Plus stuff and enough raiding stuff in my lifetime that I know how to research and learn, and as long as you're part of a good group with good communication and you have the time and freedom to practice, then you can get there. All that stuff doesn't worry me. What worries me is, am I going to be able to get into a group, particularly for the harder stuff like Nax, when I'm not geared? Because I don't want to spend the time getting my gear ready, like so high level, aka quote unquote Nax ready. So, and like all of the buffs and blah blah blah, like I just don't want to do that. So, very, very end game, particularly with Nax. I do worry about that because even to get geared, there's all the GDKP and all. Like, I just don't want to be part of that scene. But Nax, you have to do Nax in Classic in its current incarnation because it's changed. So I can't go into retail and, like, my hands are tied. I've got to complete this stuff in Classic somehow. So either when we get to the end part, we will just read the quests if it's that frustrating, like if I'm really being snubbed that hard. And I will put out there like, hey, I'm not a geared person. I just want to do these things one time for the experience. Does anyone have an open raid slot? And I can get into one that way. I'm hoping that will be a solution to my issues here because we don't need to raid them over and over again. We just need to get in to them one time. That's it. And I could even break it up over multiple videos. I don't know how long it's going to take to raid Nax with a fully skilled team. Hopefully not more than a couple hours.
Leakiness, are you here? Do you have my food?
Aha. Thank you, adventurer. Those really hit the spot. And here, please let me pay you for these.
Thanks, Jitters. Alright, so he gave me... Return to Jitters is now done. We've completed that lowest level quest that was still remaining for us. The next lowest level one is Wolves That Are Heels, so let's go turn that into. I'm actually gonna go turn these in before we start messing about in the graveyard, but while we're over here, we are going to do that. We're gonna play in the graveyard some. This is a pretty good thing. So, really is like good work that we're doing. We have that up there. We have the Tear of Taloa and the Killing Stalvin, and now we're a level higher, so that's cool. There's no rush on that one, though. That's so close to Darkshire. That could be the last thing we do before we start working on the elites. I don't think Wolves That Are Heels has a second option, but Sven's thing is a chain. As a matter of fact, I think the chain sends us out into other places in the world, maybe even out to wetlands and stuff, so I'm pretty sure it does. Alright, first we'll turn in Wolves That Are Heels. Get that out of the way.
Oh, good. You thinned out that pack quite
flash
a bit.
bundle.
And without those wolves nipping out our heels, we can bind our minds to dealing with Morbent Fell. Here, take some of these flash bundles. They make them in town, and a lot have been donated to Sven to help with his
They're
cause.
cool. I'll save them for a little bit, but they are neat. Okay, here is Sven Worgen.
Greetings.
You found what? Now I'm gonna read him like Sven. Please let me see it.
That shadowy figure I saw was a witness to my family's death. There are questions I'd like to ask that man. If only I knew who he was.
This is what he says after Sven reads the book's pages and slams it shut.
I must know who was that skulker in the shadows I saw the night my family was killed. Please, adventurer, you have shown your resourcefulness. Please find that shadowy figure. I must learn what secrets he holds. I do not have clues that you do not already know, but here, take the book you found at my farm. Perhaps some of the townsfolk can link this book with its owner.
Alright, so that's the same book as before. We have completed Wolves At Our Heels and Sven's camp and picked up the Shadowy Figure. So Wolves At Our Heels now done. And we already know who it is if you are paying attention. You can pick that up. Sven's camp and Shadowy Figure now. Cool. And I might as well just pre-pull some of these down. We're actually getting close now. We've done a lot. We've done the vast majority of quests in this zone. All right, so now we're going to, before we really get into the graveyard. We're going to go one more time into Abercrombie to deliver the thread. We don't need those wolf flanks. We have a lot of nice quests we can turn in. And... yeah. I mean, it's all going good. There is some killing. This region, this area here, we do have killing that we need to do. I don't really want to go out of my way to kill the ghouls yet because I know Abercrombie gives us he gives us a mission to kill the ghouls. So I'm not as keen on going and killing all those ghouls because we will have to. It's either Abercrombie or the Night Watch gives us a mission about that, or both. So nothing for us to go rush out and do, but I do want to kill these. Well, I think there's a quest to get the blossoms off of these killings too. So I don't know. We might have to wait on both. I don't remember. So some might come from this guy. Some I don't remember all of it. All right, let's talk to you.
What can I do for you?
I need to string the ghost hair thread along my door and my windows to keep out unwanted spirits. Did you get it for me?
Delightful. This will do splendid. Here, good adventurer, take this as payment for your honorable deed. I need a bottle of a certain liquor. Zombie juice. Tavern Keep Smith's at the Scarlet Raven Tavern in Darkshire should have some. And please hurry, adventurer. These nights get cold, and I need that drink to put fire in my veins again.
Alright, so deliver the thread. And then zombie juice is now where we are at. So, yeah, rot blossoms is another thing that we need. So actually, I don't even want to go kill the skeletons yet. Because... So let's just go, we're just going to go back. I'm just going to walk along the shore and head back. I'm not going to kill any of them because the rot blossoms come from the same skeletons we need to kill right there. We can also kill more Ladimore if we want. He's really not that tough. We could probably solo him. No need to, but we can save him until the end because we will, chances are, I mean, honestly, all of the elites in this zone are soloable. None of them are hard. That's why I'm really not worried about this quest area. How are we doing on the overall quest completion? Well, I mean, pretty good. Probably about halfway. So we should probably, I mean, we're about to click off a bunch more, so. And a lot of these, as you see, are like twofers. Like it'll be like you pick one up and then it's just a you know, quick breadcrumb to go do another. But this one, this zone, we could honestly, we're to the point already where it's all, this episode's only been about an hour, but we could probably wrap it now if we wanted to. I'll play a little bit more, but we just because I have some stuff today, but we could probably wrap it now and still finish in like an hour tomorrow. It's really not that. This is a condensed quick zone. I mean, we did a long one yesterday. Unfortunately, I just screwed it up. Make sure that wasn't anything important. It was work, but no, it was spam. I haven't got this area yet, but I'm not worried about it because we're gonna organically get that when we go get the tier of Taloa and everything. Alright, so there is that chain. That's a time-consuming part. There is the part of the chain for Sven where it's going to send us out and about. Now, there is another werewolf chain and also the grind. That could get us. Where is it at? The drop quest. The old history book. That could slow us down. Again, I'm going to wait till we finish the entire zone. I have always completed... I've always gotten that book in the course of questing in this zone. Every time. Except once. The last time I did it with my trial run, my dry run character, my mage, the last time... Look, there's just a random grave right there. Yeah, just there for ambiance. The last time I did it, I did not get it on my run through of the zone, and I had to grind it at the end, or whatever. You know what? It probably wasn't at the end because I did it a little bit out of order. When I do the dry run, I go 100% in order, one quest at a time. So that was different. I probably got to it and then insisted on parking my questing in place until it dropped. Which is also probably why I didn't get that one in time, because it does more easily drop off of some of the more higher level stuff. But it drops off of almost any mob in this zone. I do believe if you look up Wowhead, the highest drop rates come from the Worgen. With higher level Worgen having like a fraction of a percent more of a chance. Alright, so let's turn in all our stuff here. First we'll go into the inn, so we can turn in easier stuff. So first, the zombie juice.
You need some zombie juice, do you? That's some strong stuff. I don't usually get requests for it. If you bring me some rot blossoms, then I can brew you up a batch of zombie juice. Rot blossoms grow in strange places. In particular, I hear you can find them inside the skulls of skeletal horrors and skeletal fiends. Not that I've gotten close enough to look. The Raven Hill Cemetery and the Tranquil Gardens are both lousy with those skeletons. You may as well get rid of them while you're looking for rot blossoms. The town of Darkshire would be grateful.
So that was why I decided at the last second to abort and not do that part. So the zombie juice rot blossom combo. Whoops. Complete it. Pick it up. Alright, cool. We can also get this wolf meat out of our inventory.
Well met.
Were you able to find 10 lean wolf flanks yet? How about the herbs from Felicia and Storm?
Very nice work, adventurer. Enjoy the delicacy known as seasoned wolf kebab. Go well honored, friend.
Okay, so seasoned wolf kebab, now done. Yep, that's one of the lower level quests that we have left. Awesome, that also gives us another recipe. I think that's a pretty decent one, too. No, it's green already. Alright, so that one's done. But we can actually use those seasoned wolf kebabs. We need to repair and sell, but I'm going to turn in everything first. Okay, what else do we have here? The Shadowy Figure.
You need something? Be careful.
If you have something that belongs to the Shadowy Figure for whom you seek, then let me see it. I may be able to divine something of its own.
Someone handled this book recently. Someone who is driven by revenge. But the impressions left on it, at least the impressions from the original owner, are faint. I can tell, however, that the original owner of this book is not a native of Darkshire. Here is your book back, adventurer, and I bid you fortune with your search. If you ask others in town, perhaps they can offer you more clues. And here is one more for you. Although the author of this book is a stranger to Darkshire, the book itself was purchased here.
Okay. So, shadowy blobbity blue ba, and then the shadowy search continues as we continue this long quest chain. Bit by bit by bit. Alright, so this is Worgen. Actually, let's go ahead and do the shadowy search part, because that will, just for my spreadsheet, that'll make it a pinch easier. So now we can go talk to Clerk Daltrey again. He's important in our questing.
You need something?
Sometimes I'll sell blank books to scholars and mages, or to anyone who wants to keep a journal. I remember well everyone to whom I sold the book within the last few months.
Ah, yes. I sold this book a month ago to a shady person. He didn't tell me his name, but he was a nervous, jittery chap, always looking over his shoulder. I hope that helps you.
Yeah, it said that in the book.
Here's your book, and good luck with your inquiries. You might want to expand your search to the inn. If the person whom you seek spent time in town, then chances are someone saw him there.
Okay, so again, continuing that, we finished the shadowy search continues, and now we're picking up Inquire at the inn. Bam, bam. Now let's go inquire at the end. Have you figured out who it is yet? A jittery person?
What can I do for you? See you later.
The Scarlet Raven doesn't see the business it used to. We still do get travelers passing through. If you can describe the person you're looking for, maybe I'll remember him.
Oh yeah, I remember this book. Its owner rented a room for a few days and spent his nights at the bar writing. He left town in a hurry, muttering about being hunted by something. Last I saw him, he was heading west out of town, looking for a new spot to hide. The first place he'd find to the west is Raven Hill. Good luck, adventurer. I hope you find the chap, and I hope you find him alive. If he's left the safety of Darkshire, then he could be prey to the beasts of the wild.
So to find the shadowy figure, and I like this, your clues, he's not a native to Darkshire. He is a nervous, jittery person. He left Darkshire and headed west. So that would lead us to, you guessed it, Jitters. And that's where we will be going. We've inquired at the inn now. Bam. And now we're going to go find the shadowy figure. We won't actually do it right now, but not this exact moment in time. Let's turn in these other two quests here. The Worgen in the Woods.
Impressive, adventurer. It would seem that you are capable enough to handle yourself. Perhaps a more suitable challenge could be found for one of your abilities. It is curious, though.
I'm going to go higher and
Worgen
higher.
seem to just appear out of thin air. But then, with all the other strange creatures that have moved across our borders, I suppose it's only one of many concerns. You might have noticed some larger Worgen wandering around with the Shadow Weavers in the woods. From what we can tell, these Dark Runners make up the bulk of the Worgen numbers. On my rangings, I've also noticed that they have overrun the rotting orchard southwest of town. These Worgen are a bit tougher than the last you faced. Be on your guard.
Alright, so Worgen in the Woods Part 1 is done. That's a little bit, these are obviously tougher, and you could tell just from when we fought the Worgen, tougher chain. I believe we picked up Worgen in the Woods Part 2 just now. Yeah. So I think we have time for maybe one more quest in this one. And, well, let's go turn in our Look to the Stars. But I think that's probably a good one that we could do. We could fight the Worgen in the Woods, the Dark Runners. I actually like to fight them up here more. It's closer, and in my opinion, the way they're clustered makes it a little bit easier. So this is the end of this chain, though, when we talk to this guy. Oh, we also need to repair and sell. But we'll go fight the next step of Worgen in the Woods, where we need 12 Dark Runners. That'll be our next mission.
Need help?
Were you able to convince Wold to lend us his monocle for our experiment?
At last, the stargazing device is complete. Thank you, adventurer. Now I can continue my research.
Alright, so those gloves are good caster gloves, too. I usually, when I have a caster, will be stuck with that for a while. But this belt is solid for a DPS male wearer. Trading the agility, upgrading from my stamina and upgrading damage stat. Agility's a little better, but it doesn't really become OP until I get Vengeance. So I still have 4 more levels till I start stacking Vengeance points. So for now, Strength is actually better for me. But once I start doing Vengeance, then it starts to become very quickly leaning in that other direction. Bam, bam, bam. I do need those. Okay. All these ores I need. Sorry, the story of Morgan Ladimore we can destroy. We don't actually need to keep that.
Have a good one.
There are some things in our inventory too that are taking up space that for that Totem of Affliction, which that's going to really maximize when we get to kill ghouls. So we are still a ways off on that, because while we now have the immediate quest to go work on. There's 10 right there too. To go work on skeleton fingers, and that will finish in the course of killing our 15 fiends and horrors and catching all the rot blossoms. That's what we'll do on the next episode. So we do have some pretty solid killing up ahead of us to do. It's not going to happen today's episode. Tomorrow's episode, we will do it no matter what. What's actually going to slow us down tomorrow is the fact running there one more loop, and then we'll have a zombie killing loop also, where that's just taken care of in there. Taking out that, we have a couple Worgen things that we'll have to do. What's actually going to slow us down is when Sven sends us abroad to get the weapon that we're going to need. That will slow us down. But tomorrow, it's the weekend, so I have a little bit more openness in my schedule. So even if the episode goes even longer than this, it'll be okay. So we need shadow runners. They're quote unquote the bigger Worgen. Dark runners, I mean. So there's a dark runner right there. So as you can see, he's level 29. A little higher level, and probably the concentration's probably a little bit better if you want to go to the other spot. But this one's just closer, and I can feel the pressure of me needing to hurry up because of real life. Alright, there's another dark runner. He might pull more than one. We did have a problem pulling multiple Worgen. No, he didn't. That's okay. So these little encampments, this one in particular, has a bunch, and they respawn really fast. So, good spot to fight. Okay, we got 2. 10 to go. Here's a third. We did pull a second here this time, so we pulled 4. That's not good. Okay, so now I need to get out of here, hopefully without bursting one of my own bubbles, because I did not want to pull 4. But I will bubble up if I have to. Okay, I did not have to. I didn't think I was going to pull 4. See if I can just pull 1 this time. But I didn't have to waste any resources either. They were all dark runners too. Just wait till my mana's a little bit more, till things are a little bit more full, because then I can perhaps, I did stun that guy, but didn't even have to stun him really. Let's just wait till we're full here. Go ahead and get this because I'm just gonna judgment it anyway. Okay. That time I only pulled 2, so I started pulling them fast enough. I was hoping that could happen. Okay, so this time seems good. That was our 4th one. He resisted. I don't even know what they're resisting sometimes, because I think they have separate roles, sort of, to resist multiple different things. I think sometimes they're resisting, like, obviously he's affected with the judgment, so he's not resisting that. He could be resisting the overall damage. I don't know. Anyway, that's 5 of 12. See, this is just a pack full dark runners. Okay, we just pulled 2 more. Didn't see the other guy. My plan wasn't to pull 2. See, backing up is actually kind of good when you're wielding big, slow two-handers like this. Because it, I think, like, a lot of people, if you can slow them at all, like hamstring or whatever, you can kind of do what these people do, where it's like go back and forth, and you can, we don't have a slow on a paladin, so it doesn't really, you don't see paladins doing it as much. But supposedly that's a really good way to, like, basically keep damage to a minimal. Okay, nothing in this cave. Do a couple more. Worgen here. Dark runner, dark runner.
It's too far away.
So we pulled 2 again. I don't love standing here, but got that guy. Things are getting low, our resources are getting low. This will be our 9th one. Then we'll have to kind of take our breath for a second before we go looking for the finals. Okay, God. Alright, we can heal, but our mana is going to be low. We can drink if we want. Oh, my blessing was off. We need 3 more. Dark Runner right there. If they're by themselves, I'm fine just fighting them 1v1ing. Especially when I have full life like this. I mean, we do pretty solid damage. And, I mean, I guess you can skin them if you're a leather worker. So, does that mean they're the equivalent of, like, a leather wearer? Maybe. That wasn't that bad. There's another Dark Runner over here. There's ore. Kind of. Iron? Oh, yeah. Oh, that Dark Runner. Aggroed on. This will be our penultimate one. This is our 11th one. This will be the last quest that we do today, and then we'll finish the whole zone tomorrow, even if my episode's quite long. Okay, but I want this iron. There we go. We need more of that. And I want to get up... Honestly, this iron is where we're going to start leveling our stuff. Like, we need more and more of that. We're at 150, so now we can mine gold if we find it. We don't know how to smelt gold yet, but we can learn smelting gold next time we're in town. Do I need the copper? I have 15... 14. I'm tied. Oh, I have more copper. Yeah, I'm good on copper. Alright, we need one more dude. Oh, I'm outside of the range of where the Dark Runners are. We need to find one more Dark Runner. That's a Shadow Weaver. They haven't started to respawn here yet. I might accidentally pull one. They can appear across the field, too. They're not just at that camp. So let's, maybe if I take an eye out there. Though it was pretty nice, as you saw, like, just clearing that camp pretty much got me my whole 12. That person that was out here, I think they've killed that other little priest or mage or whatever that was. I think they have cleared out the stragglers. But, whatever. We'll have to wait for a respawn then. Then we'll go turn this in and get the next Worgen quest. Again, also look, we're doing good on our leveling up. We have gotten 40% of the way through the level. Okay, none of those are the right kind. I mean, I can kill just random ones for fun. Not just fun, for the drop rate on that old book, because remember I said the drop rate is best on Worgen. So that'd be cool if we could get that old book. Not seeing any. I'll check up here. That's back where we've made a loop around where they spawn, so we're back to the camp now. I was just thinking, like, I wish we would get another interrupt. We will eventually get another interrupt. We will. I'm, like, talking like one of the questy bots with the unnatural changes in inflection and tone.
I can't believe it.
We will, but not for almost 10 more levels. Alright, come on. Come on, Dark Weavers. Dark Runners. I mean, maybe if I kill out these guys, it'll force more overall spawns. Dang it. But I'll Also, I like that XP. I like that juicy XP, baby. We are on rested XP still. I mean, I'll stay at the end, but there's a tin vein that spawned. Might as well mine while we're here. And then that will give us a little bit closer to parity so that we can be ready for making bronze. Because we will have an opportunity
I can't lose that right now.
to do one more mining or whatever, because we will have to go to Iron Forge when we go over to, because basically I think they're going to send us into Menethil Harbor. I think that's the quest line from Sven, because his whole thing is going to lead to a certain evil person. Can't remember which one it is. Ooh, iron again. Love that. So when we go to that evil person, they need to be killed by a special weapon or whatever. So a part of the chain is creating this special weapon. In my opinion, that's actually the hardest of the elite quests in this area. The special weapon, you need it if you're going to solo it. Special trinket, whatever. I don't know what it is. Offhand weapon, something like that. Yeah, I think it's an offhand weapon. But that chain is, I guess at this rate we could have just traveled down there. But I mean, we got some decent ore out of this. Can't believe they're not respawning. So I was wrong about the respawn rate being decent. That part was a lie. The respawn rate is trash. But at this point, we've waited so long that maybe it's, I mean, it's not worth it. I don't think. We'll just keep killing these guys for XP and a chance of the drop. We might hit 32 before we hit the end of the zone, was my point. And if we did, then cool, because then we can, well, we'll be more powerful when we fight the boss things. We can learn our skills, we're good fine on gold. And we don't even have to worry about a mount for a paladin. That's so great. I don't have any characters that have a mount. I can't save the gold. My mage barely has enough money to learn my moves each time I level up, because he's an enchanter tailor, so everything is just funneled into my professions and learning my powers. Mages have a decent amount. Warriors and paladins have less. They try to balance that out by making the powers cost more. I don't know. I don't think it's proportional. Like, if a mage gets 2 powers on a level, and a warrior, or vice versa, if a mage gets 8 powers and a warrior gets 2, they don't make the warrior's powers cost 4 times as much. They might be a little more, not that much. Where on God's green earth are these? I can't believe they've taken so long to spawn more Dark Runners. I would have just went to the other place if I would have known it was going to be like this. And what hurt us is the fact that someone else was coming and farming, so that hurt us. That slowed us down. But still, not so far to really impact anything. We'll still be able to finish this zone tomorrow. Which means, yeah, then we'll start Ashenvale after that, which Ashenvale's good. That's a fun zone to do too, and we'll just be getting closer and closer and closer. So to catch up to where we were before the reboot, because I feel like some of my longtime listeners, I feel like I've hurt a little bit of my most dedicated diehard fans by this reboot, because now they're re-experiencing content. So after this Ashenvale, we will still have the wetlands to do, followed by stockades. So that's one we did before, and that is... But that was one of the most recent ones, I feel like, but I don't know, I might be wrong. And then we have both hills. We have Hillspread Foothills for Alliance and Horde. I think we're going to take that a little farther than we did before, so when we get to those levels, there will be some new content for my diehards out there. But we technically finished both of those zones. Not for Alliance. Alliance, the quests are so small. That was one of the last zones we did. And then it'll be 1,000 Needles, which 1,000 Needles was also, we will be completely finishing it. So that'll be some new, so yeah, we're getting close. After we got to do Ashenvale and Wetlands, and then we're starting to hit those cusp zones where I could barely handle doing the quests in them before because of my bad leveling strategy. Jeez, they're just not respawning. These guys are respawning. And after 1,000 Needles will be Desolate. That's, by that point, we're fully in new territory. Now, we've technically did a little bit of Stranglethorn Vale, but like really like 3 or 4 quests. We did the first couple like Hunter quest chain things. That's all we could handle. Already level-wise, our characters, I think my highest level character was maybe 34. My Rat Paladin back then. Most of the characters, when we finished the zone, were level 31, 32. So we're already, with her being level 31, we're already there from a leveling perspective. How much time we've spent with any one individual character. We're already caught up. Now, Black Fathom Deeps and Stockades were also done. So we do have some dungeon content. The zone-wise, it's not much, but we... When we finish 1,000 Needles, we'll also be doing Razorfen Crawl Nomergon. That was one; those were ones we had already completed, and we had already started Scarlet Monastery. So when we do Razorfen Downs and Scarlet Monastery, as we complete Desolate, there will be some overlap there. But once we finish Desolate, then we're fully caught up. Everything will be 100% new, and we're really not that far off from that. Because then we'll be entering Alterac Mountains and Arathi Highlands. We never really worked on that. Jeez, what? This is way... The respawn on this is crazy. Crazy. Like, it's been at least... I've refreshed that a couple times. It's been at least 10 minutes, if not like 15 minutes, that we've been waiting on the respawn on these guys. Again, it's just crazy. Like, I think some of these... metal nodes have respawned faster. Look, these guys are still not here. It's like a watched pot never boiled, like a watched Worgen camp never respawns. I mean, and every time now this is again, round 2 of me saying, well, I should have moved to the other place. Heck yeah, I should have. So now learn from my mistake. You could go and complete the other quest in its entirety in the other zone in the time it takes these areas to respawn. So, if anyone is out here, there's probably only right about 12. So if anyone is out here killing any of them, forcing you to wait on a respawn, just go to the other grove. This place down here, where we originally went. I would think they killed these people first, so I was hoping the respawns would pop up down here. That's the only reason why I keep making these loops. Yeah. Camps. I mean, I'm about to just go, I guess. And then I'll see like a Worgen right there. Like, there's a Worgen. Maybe they are going to respawn. That's the other bad thing. Is not only are they not respawning, we've so cleared this field I can't even kill these trash mobs. It's just complete boring. Just waiting. Oh, we got a potion back. I also don't know the drop rate on the regular Nightbane Worgen, if they're any good. That guy. Okay. Nightbane Shadow Weaver over there. Might be Worgen. I'd have to look up, and I don't feel like it. If we get really, really bad RNG and we finish the whole zone and we're waiting on the drop quest, then we'll look at it. I guess that's something that could hurt our chances tomorrow. Finally, the Dark Runners are back. Sheesh, that's the first one we killed, so... Goodness gracious. That was the other lame thing. We got stuck with 1 to go. Alright, so it's a good thing too, because now that has caused me to push up against my time to where Lady Gleekon is going to be out there not stoked about my time that I'm taking in here. Because like I said, I have responsibilities. My son is in just full 8th grade boy lifestyle right now, where he's worse than any of my other kids about this. He is a 100% night owl. Like, he will just stay up all night and sleeping until freaking 2 o'clock every day. It's extreme. I mean, I'm a night owl too, but that's just... so, I'm giving him this weekend before I start enforcing.
You performed well against the
bedtimes.
Dark Runners, Adventurer, but it seems as though their numbers are inexhaustible. Every time we make progress, more spring up to refill their ranks. What is the evil power that draws them here? Why have they come to disturb our unhappy realm? I will put my faith in Master Caravan. No doubt he will get to the bottom of the problem.
I'm gonna let him talk while we walk.
Your previous accomplishments have convinced me that you are ready to take on the toughest Worgen infesting the woods. Of the Worgen that have made their new home here, the Vile Fangs and the Tainted Ones have proven the most dangerous. They've settled down near some of the caves and in the mine to the south. From far away, you can even see the light from their bonfires.
Okay, so that is the next level of Worgen in the woods. So that's part 2 done, and we picked up part 3. These are harder chains for sure. This is an interesting chain that also leads to very cool lore. We're not going to do that quite yet. Those are a little tougher than what we've been fighting. You can go here or here. I think this is really where you want to go because there's like a mine there. But we're not going to do that. We're going to do our walking down the road to Jitters and then up to Sven and clearing out some of this. That'll be where we start the next episode. For now, we have an episode in the pipe, 5x5. Thank you so much for watching and for tuning in. And I will see you on the next freaking episode of Lore of Warcraft.